Ayman Khan here for Seconds Out with the one and only, the Brighton Rock in Brighton, Scott Welch. Scott, pleasure to be speaking to you second time in a matter of weeks. How are you doing? So how was the journey to Riyadh?
Yeah, very good, very good. Really enjoyed it. Fantastic, and I enjoyed the fight. Obviously, it went how it went. I still think he did enough to win, So, and Ngannou, what a show he put on, great show. So
we'll put our focus on that aside for a moment. We'll speak about the focus on your son who's returning to the ring this Friday night, tomorrow night. I noticed when speaking to him yesterday that I thought he looked a little bit lighter in terms of his physique. Is there a reason for that in terms of dropping the muscles a little bit?
Yeah, I think we started off light and then we got a bit heavier, and then I think keeping light is definitely better for us. There's more opportunity there for we can play in the other division as well. Maybe the Bridger. Sorry, and the Bridgerweight. So yeah, between the Bridger and the heavyweights, that's where we want to be, and that's what we're doing. So yeah, just see where we go.
See where you go. Indeed, can't of course take the eye off for Friday night. Look at heavyweight division, Bridgerweight division, whatever division it is, and boxing is always fast moving. Is there a need, do you feel, to put on performances, put on statements to keep Tommy's name in people's mouths going forward?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the last one we had down in Bournemouth, it was okay. It was a win, but it wasn't the performance that we wanted. I think he still had a bit of PTSD over the hand, so hopefully we're all over that now, and we're going to show what we can do tomorrow night. So
11-0, getting into 12-0 for Friday night successful. That's when promoters start looking for those push-ups and step-ups towards titles. Yeah. Feel he's ready for that, wanting that as well?
Yeah, I mean, this is the beginning of it. This is us. Hopefully we show tomorrow night what we can do, and then from there you can make your own minds up and see, exactly what he is and what we're dealing with, or exactly where we want to go. So that's what we're going to do.
What you're going to do, indeed. Looking forward to that fight tomorrow night. Let's get into your journey to Riyadh. I want to start first of all at the British title level. Fabio Wardley retained his title against David Adelaide. Could you tell me what assessments you drew from that fight in terms of where Wardley is and where Adelaide is now?
Yeah, I mean, it kind of went how I envisioned it going. I thought that Fabio was the more experienced, and Adelaide had it all to do. So he come out there, he was confident. I think he started well. I think Fabio just started to pick him apart a little bit with the jab, and it started to go a little bit wrong as it went on. But listen, it was an exciting fight to watch. We really enjoyed it. He put on a great show, and he's early in his career, so he can come back from that no problems. We have to learn, and when you fail, especially at that level, he's going to come back a way better fighter from it. I had the same lesson in America back in '94, a few years ago, but I got stopped. You have to find yourself. You have to reevaluate everything, understand where you're going and what you're made of. Then you come back, and I believe he'll come back a better fighter from it. And it's a hard lesson, but it's a lesson in all. So,
how long does it take to process those sort of defeats?
I mean, listen. Afterwards, it's probably a 3-month process, I think, to get over the initial shock of being beat, and it's a massive to fail at that level. It's massive. It's going to break him. He would have probably cried himself to sleep that night, as we all have, at some stage or other in our careers. So, and that's where you rebuild. There's no shame in that at all. We rebuild from that. We build ourselves back, and like I say, for me, I was a boy on a man's mission on the first fight. When it happened to me, I'd come back, and then I become the man I believe. That's when I become a champion. So, without that lesson, I probably would never have achieved what I achieved. So, for me, it was my worst thing. Even now, looking back on my career, it was the worst thing that ever happened to me, but it was also the best thing. So that's exactly where we are. So,
well, so Scott and Fabio Wardley moves forward. He's targeting fights with Solomon Dake. He's targeting fights with Fraser Clark. Do you feel those are fights that he'd come through?
Yeah, listen, Fabio's. I always thought of him as a little bit of an Ali cut shape. You know, he's lean, he's long, he can box on his legs and that. He's got good hands. Yeah, I mean, he can. You know, he's in the mix, so he's dangerous. He's in the mix with any of them. So, yeah, I think he can do very, very well. Once you get to that level, you know, it is. They say it's one punch. It's not really one punch because these top guys don't go out with one punch. You know, you can hurt them and put them over, but then you've got to finish them. So it's not one punch. It's 3 or 4 punches. But at that level, when you can unload them shots, how he does, you know. I mean, I was in the corner when he fought Nick Webb. He unloaded some good punches there, great punches. So, you know, when you can unload them punches like that at that level, you're in a chance with anybody. You know, you stand still for 1 second, you can get anybody out of there. Simple as that. So.
At the highest level, you had the ringside seat for a fight which boxing still doesn't know quite how to digest in Tyson Fury versus Francis Ngannou. I'll let you set the table for us. You mentioned it at the start of the interview, but what do you take away from Francis Ngannou's performance against Tyson Fury?
Listen, Ngannou did fantastic. I mean, who would have said that was his pro debut? You know, I mean, he's been fighting all his life. He knows boxing. He's trained in boxing for a long time. Similar to Conor McGregor. Conor McGregor, you know, the performance he put up really was fantastic for when he went against Mayweather. So, and this guy's done the same thing. Listen, they're fighters, they're warriors. You're not going to. These guys are not going over. You know, you've got to. You know, they're proud men. He's a proud African warrior. You know, he showed it. There's no way he's going to go over for nothing. Even the elbow didn't upset him, did it? So, you know, listen, it's great to see, great to watch. The crossover, listen, it's fantastic. You know, who wouldn't want to fight a UFC champion? You know, really, if you're top of the game, and vice versa. Maybe you got to go into that ring, go into the cage as well. You know, make it fair. You know, you go in the ring, you go in the cage. Who knows? You know, I believe that the fight mentality is the same mentality. You know, whether we're in a boxing ring or in a thing. You know, a fight is a fight. We fight any time, any place, anywhere. As far as I'm concerned, if anything kicks off, we're ready. Whether it's elbows, hands, knees, anything. So, you know. It's good to see. I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. So,
did any of what you saw in the rounds do anything to make you reconsider how Fury and Usyk goes if they do meet?
No, I mean, listen. I honestly believe that there was too much going on. He didn't think that Ngannou was going to be close. Nobody did. I really believe that. Not a lot of people did. You know, listen. What we see, but when you've been blessed by talking to Mike Tyson, I honestly believe that you would walk through walls. You know, the fact that he spent time with Ngannou, even they didn't expect that to rub off on him so well. I mean, that's his hero. You know, he was my hero. So if he was walking beside me or even gave me a few words, that would make me 10 times the fighter that I was, I believe, in my day. So what it did for Ngannou was give him added extra strength and power, and he wanted to show to Mike that he was this warrior, and he really did. And I just believe that Fury got caught up in all the other stuff. There was too much going on. He got given cars, this. You know, all this stuff going on before a fight is all too much. You know, there was a big dinner before, the night before. You know, it suits some people, but it don't suit others. You know, it wouldn't be for me. I want to sit in my room the night before. I don't want any distractions and, you know, concentrate on the job I've got to do. But I think they all got caught up in that. And, you know, does it say what he's going to do to Usyk? No. You know, listen, he's a hell of a fighter. Still the best fighter on the planet as far as I'm concerned. Does he beat Usyk? I believe he does. Big man, small man. Usyk's my size. So it's a tough gig for anyone my size to beat a guy that big, you know. Yeah, we've got the, you know, if we can get under them shots and come in, you know, you just need it all. But I still believe Fury's the best. So we'll see.
Keeping our thoughts on Francis, a lot of people are now making these fantasy fights for him, the fights against Chisora, Wilder, Joshua, Zhang, and others. What you see, would you make him competitive or maybe winning some of those fights?
Yeah, I mean, listen, who would have thought he was 37 years old? You know, I mean, he's an old man in the game, really, but he looked fresh. He looked great. He switched to southpaw, orthodox southpaw, fantastic. So, do I believe absolutely he's got a future, you know. He's just earned a bit more money, 10 times the money he's earned in the UFC. Stay in the game, get him in the game, get him working, get him out there. Let's see. You know, it's all about styles. Let's see what he can do. To me, he showed me shades of Mike Tyson. You know, there was little bits in there where I thought, wow, he actually looks great. You know, but again, it's all about style. So we have to see him with a different type of fighter. You know, see how he goes with a smaller, faster guy. You know, he's just fought a bigger guy. So let's see. I mean, he's certainly showed me that he deserves to be in there. And not only does he deserve to be in there, he's definitely a champion as far as I can see, you know. Got champion potential anyway, so definitely.
When we did our Zoom interview, we were talking about that gloves are off type of thing, which featured yourself, Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua, Frank Bruno. I failed to mention Lennox Lewis was over there at the Royal Gala as well. Did you get a chance to speak with Lennox?
Yeah, I did. Yeah. I mean, we go back many years. So I boxed on the undercard of Tyson Holyfield, which was many years ago. But that was my first introduction to spending time with him. You know. So I mean, them boys, they were my kings. They were the kings around me at the time. I could only look at them in awe and think, wow, incredible. Holyfield the same, you know, incredible men and an incredible time. And I was blessed to be in the same time as them. So,
Scott, I'll leave the final word with you. Your son Tommy just had a fresh trim, looking to deliver a fresh KO tomorrow night on Friday. What happens in the ring?
Listen, we're gonna win. That's the whole thing. What we're here for. We're gonna do the job that we come to do. However it works out, you know, we're gonna be successful. So,
Scott, pleasure's all mine. Thanks for speaking to SecondsOut.
Thank you very much.
Sir.